Okay, so now this topic that we were referring before, three people together. Very often there will be three individuals secluded in a private settings. The halacha depends on who these three people are. So very interesting. So you see, our sages knew the psyche of the people. If there are two men with one woman, it is permitted. If men are anashim kashering, they keep laws of separation from the matters of arayas. Okay. If the men are lax in the matters of arayas, then each of them is class and parutz, and they are not permitted to be alone with one woman. This is true even if there are many men who are parutzim. They are forbidden to be in a situation of yichud with one woman. So let's now the opinions are going to split between Ashkenazic and Sephardic, but before we go into get there, so let's see. So in Gemara it's a little different. So unfortunately it's very, very pertinent to our days, right? But let's see what it says here, and we're going to explain. Very often there will be three individuals secluded in private area settings. So it depends, right? The halacha depends on who these people are. So three people, but okay, it depends. If there are two men and one woman, it is permitted if the men are anashim kashering. Kashering means like a straight, right? There is righteous. They keep the laws of separation from arayas. So if there is Torah learners, right? If it's like righteous people, more or less. 1 second, sorry. Oh, 1 second, sorry. Okay, so we good. I apologize. My phone was not charging. Sorry. Okay, so if they are upright people, and they keep a law of separation from arayas, okay, so those upright people, so there is no problem. If men are lax in the matter of arayas, simple people, not religious people, not so strict, some more modern, right? So, and I saw modern Orthodox and some even they hug women like from congregation. So you normal? So of course I didn't walk into the building, because if the rabbi like that, so like for sure it's better to pray on the street. Of course I went to another place, but just so you know, so that's there are places like that, very modern, right? So in places the people like that, so yeah, they're not allowed to be two men with one woman together. So one more time, if the men are lax in the matter of arayas, then each of them is classed as parutz. Parutz is not a good term, not very pleasant name to be called. And they are not permitted to be alone with one woman, basically because they have no shame. So one of the deterrent factors was just explanation why this Torah learners would not do it. Why? Because they would be ashamed of each other. So if he would be by himself, we don't know. But if he's with somebody else, with his chavrusa or somebody else, religious person, he would not do it, right? But these parutzim, they watch so much filth on the internet and in real life. So for them, it's like a show or something. So it's not going to stop them, right? This is true even there are many men, so that doesn't matter, two or more, right? Men who are, 1 second, perutzim. They're forbidden to be in situation of yichud with one woman. So it's 10 men like this, very modern with one woman, or not religious, so not allowed. Continue. So now is the difference between the Sephardic and Ashkenazi. Ashkenazim follow the ruling that the ordinary man is considered ish kasher, and therefore 2 men would be permitted to be alone with 1 woman. Okay, so it's actually a rima. Okay, so it's in his days. So Ashkenazim say, so unless you know for sure that these men are not good, basically, not goodniks, right? Not kosher people. So she would not be allowed. But if you do not know, if she does not know about them, so we assume that every man is a kosher, unless, so he has a kosher status, unless proven otherwise. And it's actually this halacha pertains to all of the different situations. So if you met somebody, let's say a person on the street, he looks religious, he dresses like in certain code, and he wears kippah, let's say, and you're not obligated to suspect that he's some kind of criminal. You understand? I mean, criminal against Hashem. Right? So he has a stamp of kosher. Or if, for example, you go to somebody else's house and you know this person from the shul and comes to the shul, comes for prayer. You see his wife in the shul, kids, everybody attends. Not attend, doesn't matter. Home is kosher, no big screen TV. So okay, Baruch Hashem. So you assume, even with big screen TV, so you assume that the meat and all other things are kosher. You assume, unless you have reason to suspect. So, but if you don't have like a solid reason to suspect, so you can eat there. There is no problem. That's ish kasher definition. Okay, so by default we assume that all people are kosher by default, unless we know otherwise. However, Sephardim follow the stricter practice, forbidding even many men to be alone with 1 woman, since they hold that we do not have any anashim kashering these days. And it's actually, so Sephardim follow Shulchan Aruch, right? And Ashkenazim follow Rima, Even Chazer, 225. Interesting. So Sephardim would not allow one woman to be secluded with even many men, because they say we cannot trust ourselves. But Ashkenazic tradition, so they say if it's not known otherwise, so they consider it to be kosher. Ashkenazi authority dispute whether a situation includes 2 men, one being a kosher and the other being parutz, is a problematic for Yichud. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so when only one kosher and one is not so much, so maybe he would be like embarrassed in front of this kosher person. Okay, continue. So we discussed that. Okay, so one more time, Ashkenazim say every man by default is kosher based on Rema. Sephardim say today there are no people that we can trust, so don't do it. Okay, continue. The ruling that 2 men are permitted to be alone with 1 woman applies even when the 2 men have casual relationship with her. Say above. Okay, so meaning this, as we said, father-in-law, niece, and stuff like that. Additionally, it is permitted for 2 Jewish men who are kasher to be alone with a non-Jewish woman. Conversely, when 2 men are perutzim, it is permitted only if the door is open where people will be passing by. Okay, so let's do this paragraph and we're going to explain. Very interesting. The ruling that the 2 men are permitted to be alone with 1 woman applies even if the 2 men have casual relations with her. Right? I guess he's talking about Ashkenazic tradition, right? Because according to Sephardic, it's not allowed. So, okay, so even if they're like close to her, like familiar with her, in a casual relationship, so they still allowed. Additionally, it is permitted for a Jewish man who is kosher to be alone with one non-Jewish woman. So a kosher man to be alone with kosher woman. I'm sorry, not Jewish woman. Okay, because the difference between Jewish woman is not Jewish woman, so it's like if she's not married, so technically she is permitted to him, right? So he can marry her, but not Jewish women are never permitted, never ever. So, and even if somebody is married, let's say, so she can divorce, can get divorced and be permitted to him. So it's like very, very different. But this one, not Jewish woman, is never permitted to him. So that's different, psychologically different attitude. Conversely, when the two men are pirutzim, so not they watch too much TV, right? It is permitted only if the door is open where the people will be passing by. So that's it. I mean, we don't trust them. Continue. However, this is true only at the time when either of the men might fall asleep. If it is a nighttime and the circumstances are such that one might fall asleep, then 3 men are required to be there to permit them to be alone with a woman. So, and it's very interesting. So let's do one more time. And it's actually, I think, if I remember correctly, so when we were learning about this medical halacha, so it was one of the questions we discussed when we're talking about ambulance, right? So sometimes there are only 2 people come in the ambulance. I think most of the time. I mean, I'm not an expert, but last time when we had to call ambulance for someone, 2 people came. So the driver and another paramedic. Only 2 people came. So the issue would be when there are 2 men, let's say, and one would be the driver, like behind the glass or whatever. I'm not sure if the separation. I'm not sure. Maybe there is. I don't remember. Maybe there is no separation. And the second guy is actually in the back with this sick woman. So that was one of the questions that we discussed. So let's see. So one more time. However, this is true only at the time when neither of the men might fall asleep, meaning that they're watching each other. So it's 2 men and 1 woman. If it is nighttime and the circumstances are such that one might fall asleep, then 3 men are required to be there to permit them to be alone with 1 woman. So basically, one would sleep and these 3 would not sleep, basically. The woman and 2 men. So that's how serious this halacha is, and many people just ignore it. They go sleep in somebody's houses. It's very not proper what some people do. Okay, 1 man is not allowed to be in a situation of yichud with 2 women. 1 man is not allowed, and if I remember correctly, so it's. The explanation was that women have less shame, so men have more shame than women. Very interesting. I mean, in these matters. So it says 1 man is not allowed to be in situation of yichud with 2 women. It's Shulchan Aruch Even Chazer. Okay. This prohibition is rabbinic. There is great debate among the Rishonim and the Poskim whether a man is allowed to be alone with 3 women. 3 women. Many Ashkenazi Poskim are lenient, while Sephardic do not allow 1 man to be alone with even many women. So it's very interesting. So Sephardic authorities are more strict in this area. Very interesting. So one more time, I did not know about this Sephardic opinion until today. Very interesting. So one more time, 1 man is not allowed to be in situation of yichud with 2 women. Okay, that's clear. 1 with 2, no. This is prohibition is rabbinic. Okay. There is a great debate among the Rishonim of Poskim whether a man is allowed to be alone with the 3 women. Okay. So what would be the case? I don't know, maybe in a hospital somewhere. I'm not sure. Like when there's some kind of procedure. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Many Ashkenazi Poskim are lenient, right? Meaning 1 man with 3 women. While Sepharim do not allow 1 man to be alone with even many women. Once again, this is only true at the time of the day when there is no suspicion that one of the women will fall asleep. Right? So 3 women, okay. If there is such a suspicion, then there must be 4 women present. It's to be permitted. So meaning nobody is going to sleep the whole night. I'm not sure where's the settings, but I guess it's possible. I guess it's possible when they sleep in somebody else's house, like for example, when they have some kind of simcha, some kind of celebration in the house, and of course they cannot accommodate all of the guests, and of course in some like suburbs they don't have hotels to stay in a hotel and walk to the shul or to the apartment. So people ask neighbors to put all of the guests by them, at least to sleep, not to eat, but at least to sleep. It's very interesting. It could be one of the situations, right? So if we suspect that one woman can fall asleep, so we need more women basically. Okay, so it's possible a woman that does not have the husband is somewhere I don't know on a business trip, so she and her 3 daughters. Okay, 2 daughters, let's say. The situation. If man has a casual relations with all 3 women, he may not be alone with them even by day. So it's very interesting. All of the casual relations. Likewise, if man has a job that consistently cares for the need of a woman, for example, he's obstetrician or sell jewelry, he may not be alone with many women. Now, this is because he might be too comfortable in his relations with them. So I mean, the men, and it's very not recommended for men to be in the business of women's clothing. Right? That's I mean they would come or even in some stores that women attend a lot. For example, some kind of they would sell like china plates, like silverware and stuff like that. Usually women go shopping there. Men would stand like by the door and read Tehillim until so she would not spend all of the money. But this men that they sell for, they're so friendly. They're so chirping. It's like it's not good basically. Okay.